Hello, third graders. Today I'm going to read a book to you. It's called The Last Stop on Market Street. And you're going to need a page from your packet for this week that is going to help you answer your questions about character traits. Okay, so you need to get your packet out, and there's this page that says Character Traits CJ, and then on the back, Character Traits of Nana. If you need to pause the video right now to go get that and be prepared, please do so. So as I read, you're going to see that our main characters in The Last Stop on Market Street are CJ and Nana. You independently today are going to be writing down some physical character traits and some character traits of CJ and Nana. Then you're going to give me a little description of each, okay? So outside are the physical traits. That is what we see when we look at the character. We describe what they look like. Inside are character traits, and this is what we learn based off the character's actions, words, and thoughts, okay? So you think about your character as like your personality. It's how you act, it's how you treat people, it's what you do, it's what you think. Those all develop a character. Okay, we talked about this a lot last week, so now it's your turn to do it independently. So on the front here, as I read, if you need to pause the video and fill this in, you can. You're going to fill in this bubble here about CJ, the little boy, and you're going to fill in his physical traits, what he looks like, and I'll make sure you get a good view of him. You're also going to fill in a couple words that describe his character traits, okay? So based off how he acts and what he says and what he thinks, you're going to be able to determine his character traits. Then you're going to write about 2 or 3 sentences here. How would you describe the character? So you need to tell me CJ is he looks like and you need to use these words up here to describe CJ. You are going to do the exact same thing for Nana. Nana's our other main character. You're going to document her physical traits, her character traits, and then you're going to write a description about her, a couple sentences. So this is what you need to have out as I read. You can pause if you need to fill in the answers as you work. Also, last week I told you in small groups to cut this page out and glue it into your notebook so you have it all year long. I don't want this page turned back into me. That's for you. So glue this into your reader's notebook if you haven't already. But this is a list of character feelings, and it says what can cause feelings to change, which you're going to see CJ's feelings definitely change. It can be other characters' actions, other characters' words, time, and new situations. So maybe this list of words, if you're stuck, can help you determine some of CJ's character traits. That's a tool that you can use when you need it. Okay, so this is The Last Stop on Market Street. I'll show you a better picture, but here's CJ and Nana. This book is written by Matt De La Pena. CJ pushed through the church doors, skipped down the steps. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. So they're leaving the church, and we know it's raining outside. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus in all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looked for a long time but never saw a straw. What's the straw she's talking about? The root. So here is I'm going to show you up close, CJ and Nana. If you want to pause and write down any of the physical traits you see about them, you can. From the bus stop, He watched water pool on flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in and gave CJ a wave. Then he drove off with his dad. Nana, how come we don't got a car? Boy, what do we need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire, and old Mr. Dennis who always has a trick for you. The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged and the doors swung open. What's that I see? Mr. Dennis asked. He pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear and placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. An old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and a good afternoon. She made sure that CJ did the same. So we're learning a lot about Nana and CJ already, right? I know CJ likes to ask questions. He's a very curious boy, so curious is a character trait I could write down. I also know that Nana is very polite. My evidence is that she's smiling at everybody and saying good afternoon to everybody. The bus lurched forward and stopped, lurched forward and stopped. Nana hummed as she knit. How come we always got to go here after church? CJ said. Miguel and Kobe never have to go nowhere. I feel sorry for those boys, she told him. They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the sunglass man. And I hear Trixie got herself a brand new hat. CJ stared out the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars zip by on either side, watched a group of boys hop curbs on bikes. So I wonder where they're going. Nana knows the name of all the people where they're going, so it's somewhere they go every Sunday after church. A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. How come that man can't see? Boy, what do you know about seeing? Nana told him. Some people watch the world with their ears. That's a fact. Their noses, too, the man said, sniffing the air. That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, ma'am. Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed her deep laugh. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on by and stood in back. Sure wish I had one of those, he said. Nana set down her knitting. What for? You've got the real live thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play you a song? So the boys have headphones with music playing from their phone or their MP3 player. And he's saying, I wish I had one of those. He wish he had headphones he could listen to music. CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and beginning to sing. To feel the magic of music, the blind man whispered. I like to close my eyes too. Nana closed her eyes as well. So did CJ and the spotted dog. So they're all listening to the music with their eyes closed. And in the darkness, the rhythm of CJ filled the bus. Sorry, I need to back up and read. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus and out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over crashing waves, saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky, saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full and he was lost in the sound, and the sound gave him the feeling of magic. The song ended and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in the back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it in the man's hat. the man who played the music and made him feel so good. Last stop on Market Street, Mr. Dennis called. So here's where they were going. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks and broken down doors, graffiti-tagged windows and boarded-up stores. He reached for his Nana's hand. How come it's always so dirty over here? She smiled and pointed to the sky. Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful. CJ saw the perfect rainbow arching over the soup kitchen. He wondered how his Nana always found beautiful when he never even thought to look. So Nana's saying it's beautiful no matter where you are. You're around the dirt, look up and see the beauty. He looked all around them again, at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamps still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows moving across the wall. Did you notice what I said? It said, CJ saw the perfect rainbow arching over their soup kitchen. What's a soup kitchen? When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, I'm glad we came. He thought his Nana might laugh, her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, me too, CJ. Come on now. So here's Nana and here's CJ, and they're serving food. The soup kitchen is somewhere that feeds homeless or poor people who don't have enough money to make food on their own. So every day after church, Nana takes CJ down to the soup kitchen to serve the poor and the homeless. And he at first didn't like that very much, but I think each time he's glad that he goes. So there they are waiting for the bus to go back to where they came from. Okay, so we learned a lot about CJ and Nana in that book. We can track a lot of those character traits. So that's your job to do now. Physical traits, what she looks like on the outside. Character traits, how she acts and how she behaves on the inside. And same with CJ, physical and character, okay? So go ahead and do that. Make sure you write a couple sentences. And I hope you enjoyed that book. It's one of my favorites.